Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. What a year you're going to have in 2025, a first in 84-year event. It's going to be that Uranus ingress into your sign, which is the highlight of 2025 for you. And it is going to be, yes, cliche, a game changer. We're going to break that down, but also there's some big changes coming in your career and finances, and they are extremely positive, although there will be a bumpy start at the beginning of the year. So you're really going to tune in for career finance storylines that are really critical. Now, there's so much happening in 25 for you and the world that I couldn't possibly cover that all here, but I am here to give you navigational guidance. I'm a whole sign house, Hellenistic, traditional astrologer using timing tools and techniques, and my guidance here is meant to give you ways to navigate reality with greater success, understanding this is not a natal chart reading, it is general astrology. That said, listen for your sun if it's about career and purpose, moon about home and how you feel about life and nest and safety, and maybe your rising sign is everything about you. I suggest definitely listening to your sun and rising sign and then see which ones are applying. The sun is your core essential self, and the character you play is the rising sign. So first of all, I want to say this. If you don't already know this, I have longer videos. This is just a short quickie, about 20 to 30-minute video. The longer videos are already out and they're not on YouTube. That's because it's my yearly fundraiser, and you're going to get a 2-hour video, PDF guidebook, a downloadable audio version, downloadable video, and also an unlisted video on my YouTube channel in order to use that content all year long, and that for your navigational guidance of your life. And that content is created by me, a great painstaking labor, as a fundraiser for microphones, ring lights, video editors, people to help me with my channel and help my channel grow. And I do need a new laptop, and that's part of where this money's going. Again, I'm recording on my very old laptop right now. And so if this is all interested to you to be part of my growing channel and help me raise that money, then you're also going to have an amazing offer. Santa Claus ho special is on right now for the next couple of weeks. And if you look in the description box below, you can get the offer. I know a lot of people will be watching this video all the way through to probably the mid to end of January. So that sale will probably go mid-December to the end of January at the very least. I'm not putting my individual signs up for sale. The only ones you can get the sale for is the All Signs bundle. And that's where you're going to get the 12 video contents. And that's it's a deliverable. It's a PDF with all the links you need to download or access the content, one PDF page that you can gift to friends and family, and just email it to them, say Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. So that's another option in case you have a stocking stuffer to still figure out. Okay, so let's get going and talk about the sky for you, Geminis. Okay, so number one, I'm going to be showing you the sky, but I want to give you the big story. One, I'm giving you 4 things. Every sign gets 4 teasers. One, you're going to start the year with Mars out of bounds in your second house for 4 months. We're going to talk about what that means and what you should be thinking about as this year begins. 2, blessed Jupiter's soul, Santa Claus, guru, good guy, expander of wealth and prosperity. This year in June moves into your second house of money, possessions, and earnings and resources and financial success. Let's just make it simple. Big glow up for you on the money front coming in 2025. 3, the eclipses, North Node eclipse cycle is expanding your professional success and your career success for worldly success. At the same time, maybe having you relocate your home as the South Node is in a depletion or letting go of home or homeland for you. And number 4, Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini for the first time in 84 years. It's exciting. And it's big energy because you are Gemini, and it means you are going to change. And this begins in the summer of 25. We're going to give you exact dates. I want you to get ready. Have a cup of tea, a glass of water, a martini. Get ready to take in some information that I hope gives you enough to go by. The longer 2-hour videos that I've, for the fundraiser, that breaks it down in quarters for you. Each 3-month cycle, I talk about what you need to pay attention to. And that content is also time-stamped below my videos for you in the all signs content. In the longer videos, so that you can also just jump ahead during the year to the time of year you're in. All right, with in-depth timestamps by my timestamping sister, Nancy Lothian. Okay, so let's start off with this. Here you are. I can't spin the wheel, so don't ask me to. But here you are, January. This is February. Doesn't really matter. Of 2022. 25. And Gemini, the first thing you need to notice is that you have, of course, the beginning of the year with Jupiter in your sign, because he's been here since May of 2024, May 18th of 2024, or May 25th, but May of 2024, Jupiter in your sign, not leaving till June the 9th. So you're still experiencing this kind of glow up, being a bit larger than your own life, being more hopeful and faithful and optimistic, being more buoyant and magnetic and charming and magnanimous. And it's a good feel. You could get pregnant under this. You could get chubbier under this. You could get stronger under this, but you're on the top of your game. You're the king and queen of Mount Olympus. So this energy is still with you as the year begins until June the 9th. And Jupiter is moving direct on February 4th, which is important because the retrograde period of October 9th to February 4th would have taken this outer bounty and brought you into an inner reflection. And some of the success that you may have been experiencing May and June and July and August and September began to pull away personal success, financial success, life success, drain away a bit, but it's coming back. So not to worry. And the coming backness is February 4th to June the 9th. But the point I want to make is Mars is moving through your second house as the year begins, and he's out of bounds. And that means he's like, whoa, his energy is incredibly intense here because he has no one controlling him. He has nobody telling him what to do. He's the boss of himself. And this means that sometimes he's erratic and he's emotional in Pisces, in the temple of the moon, in water. He could go berserker, and he could go berserker with your money. So be careful for uncontrolled spending. January, February, March, right? Well, I mean, to mid-April, April 18th. But the point I want to make is that at the other side of the story, Mars is a super self-starter. When you're born with Mars in the second house, you're the natural entrepreneur, you're a natural self-starter. And this could also mean that you are really gearing up for some kind of independent financial status. Whether your career is going to change, I don't know. He's retrograde at the beginning of the story until February 23rd. Therefore, it's my kind and guidance to yourself. You know, I have a progressed Gemini sun, so I can relate. It's my guidance to you to not make any major decisions financially until after February 24th. Do not take action or make decisions until after February 24th. I'm not even going to file my taxes till after February 24th, because retrogradation means anything you start under will have to go back and be turned around, turned over, redone. So after February 24th through to April 18th, then you may go ahead with more confidence and assuredness about decisions and actions. Those are Mars things that you're going to take to do with your savings, your resources, your finances, your possessions. Do you possess a car? Do you possess a home? Maybe you want to sell some of that. Buy those things as well. Spending is Mars here, but he likes to spend wisely as an investment strategy when he's in good shape. He's a little debilitated in the Temple of Moon. He sometimes gets emotional about money. So be careful that you don't get emotional and overly emotional in the first 4 months about your possessions and your resources and the money that you have, because that's what can happen under the emotional energies of Mars. Out of control in emotional territory, watery territory. It doesn't do well in the sign of Cancer. Best he's protective, like a fierce mother bear. And you can be more fiercely protective of the resources that you have. And, you might want to protect your possessions, protect your savings, protect your money. But decisions, actions, and new changes of direction around money and earnings is definitely here. And this is definitely more safe, February 23rd to April 18th. So we covered the fact that we have Mars at a bounds and Jupiter in your sign. But guess what else is happening? You're going to have Jupiter moving into the sign of your money and earnings and possessions. And that's amazing. That happened in 2013, 14, like June of 13 to June of 14, around there. And here it's back again. Every 12 years is roughly in the same cycle. And this is an indication that you're going to thrive financially, because Jupiter is like the goose that lays the golden eggs. And the eggs he's laying here are eggs of prosperity, abundance, and wealth, fruitfulness, growth, and expansion. And he's laying them in the money house. So it's definitely a money, and he's exalted, a very powerful energy over the top. Now, He's a go big or go home guy when he's in the sign of Cancer. There's no stopping him, man. He makes babies here, baby businesses, baby investments, baby. Like, let's go for it. Now, is it good or bad? It's pretty good if you ask me. And I'll tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let's go back to Jupiter because there's a special thing happening with Jupiter here. With his transit through your second house, don't expect the results all at once. I've seen it over and over again. You're going to have a Jupiter second house transit going on here, June the 9th of 2025 to June the 30th, 2026. And Jupiter will expand your prosperity. And yet, sometimes it's just like an egg. It's been laid, but it hasn't hatched. And I noticed that Jupiter hatches the second house prosperity eggs when he moves into the next sky spot, the third house, Leo. So it may even be that you find more prosperity evident from the seed you planted. I use me as an example many times. I planted a Jupiter seed here by developing a course called Sky Reader when Jupiter was in my second house, but I didn't teach it till after he left that house. So the seed of prosperity was there. The gains came after. So you're understanding also that you're protected financially. This is like having the best financial insurance. Jupiter is your Hail Mary pass for destitution. You will not be homeless. You will not be a bag lady. You will, or what, bag man. You'll be okay. And so having Jupiter here next year for 1 year, no matter what your current circumstances are, will improve your financial circumstances. And if you already have decent financial circumstances, just keep you safe. You're just going to be on a financially beneficial course during this time. Do you remember when? June the 9th through to the end of June of 2026. So get ready for that exciting time. Now, I almost buried the lead. What I like about it the most is that the North Node eclipse cycle is going to happen up here at the same time. We last saw that cycle coalesce together back in the eclipse cycle of 1997, 98, 99, right? Did I get that right? Wait. I have to think about that. I'm going to mix cycles up here. No, we last saw that eclipse cycle, in 1988, 1987, 88, 89, 1987, 88, 89. Okay. 1987, 88, 89, we saw an eclipse cycle with the North Node in your house of career and resource and its career success and recognition and its achievements, visible actions in the world. We saw that cycle of a North Node up here. Again, 87, 88, 89. Well, Jupiter exalted your second house of money, earnings, and possession. So for me, I moved to New York City at that time, and I happened to get my first big job in a magazine, and I was so excited. I got my dream job. I felt like on top of the world. North Node increases your worldly success. Jupiter brings you luck. So lucky breaks in work, lucky jobs. I still remember knocking on doors, and I didn't know that you had to be a Yaley or a grad of Columbia to even work in the industry I was trying to knock on doors in as a small town Canadian girl. It was kind of funny. And a guy from Hungary, Mike Uhas, actually hired me because he said I had great gams. And I said, what are gams? He says, legs. How like a little pencil skirt on during the interview. I don't care. He became a really good friend and ally because he was a really good guy, a Vietnam vet. But the point I mean is it was lucky. It was a stupidly lucky break that anybody hired me, right? With my little Canadian clippings from my journalism school. So here you have luck in your career. That's what you got. Okay. Luck in your career, expansion, more worldly success in your career, more recognition in your career path. If you don't have a career because you're retired, well, I don't know how you're going to do it because this is more like money, earnings, possessions, success in the world. So if you're a retired Gemini, you're going to be doing something that everyone's going, wow, she founded a new soup kitchen, or the golf. She's the queen of the golf game. I don't know. What are you doing in your retirement? How do people retire? I can never do that. Like I'll always be doing something. Oh my gosh. Anyway. And so you can see the energy here amplifies that, and Jupiter's here to plant the seeds, but also to just give you the luck you need. So say you're a Gemini looking for a job in 2025. How would you use that? Well, you would say, well, I'm going to definitely wait for Jupiter to arrive in my second house and give me more of that money, earnings, possessions, career luck as he trines the Artha house and he trines the work house, the work and job house, employment here. So that energy, right, that triangle of houses 2, 6, and 10 lights up June the 9th. right? You may as well just jump on it right away. Start going for it. Success, success, success. Jupiter will retrograde, of course, all planets do. He does every year. Jupiter will retrograde on, I'm looking at my notes on my wall, on November 11th. Okay, through to March 10th of 26. So then things slow down. So between June the 9th and November 11th, an amazing amount of visible success financially related to career, usually to career and recognition in your career. So there you go. I mean, it's not even advice. It's just good for you. Use it by applying for your dream job. Go big or go home. You think you want to do something outlandish, audacious, unbelievably bold in your career, go for it. This is your time. Now, those eclipses are going to happen in your South Node eclipses in your 4th house and North Node eclipses in your 10th house. There'll be more videos on this as time goes on. But in essence, it tends to mean there's an eclipse here in March in the Virgo part of your sky. It can be, and there's a fallen Venus there, a letting go of a home, a releasing of a home, a surrendering of a home. That March eclipse, dates don't even matter. Just know that maybe up to 6 weeks before March, 3rd week of March, and up to, I'd say even a year later, 6 months later, it's a lunar eclipse, you might be releasing a home. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing or a sad thing. It could just be a natural course of events where a lease is up or some other opportunities emerging for a better home. So, eclipses are doing things that are destined for you. It's not a punishment plan, but there could be a change of home as a result of the March 15th eclipse, 2025 at 24 degrees of Virgo. And if you're a 24 degrees sun, moon, or rising in Gemini, it really kind of flows to you, or it doesn't flow, it squares you. So it really does kind of hit those Geminis a lot. And then September the 7th of 2025 at 15 degrees of Pisces. Well, September 7th, 2025, 15 Pisces, an eclipse in your 10th house. It is important. It is lunar. It fulfills or completes something, but it also fruits and fulfills. Like the fruit bearing tree is full of fruit, and there's a big light up there, the eerie lunar light. It's revelatory. So you may have a revelation in the fall, September 7th to 25, with the Jupiter trining an eclipse up in Pisces in your 10th house. You may have an understanding, a revealing, a clarity emerge in the 6 months that follow, a month before, about some changes for more success and destiny in your career, but also completions or maybe some endings in a career path, a change of structure, a change of the direction you're going in. But with Jupiter's support, all these directional changes are extremely lucky and they work out extremely well. And again, you have to go back to 1988, 89, and 90. 87, 88, 89 kind of thing to actually feel this out again. I'm just going to actually just now, I want to double check that eclipse cycle on those dates. Give me a second because I'm not sure it's 88, 89, 90 or 97. Give me a check. 5 seconds, okay? Yes, 1987, 1988, and 1989. The epicenter is 88, but it's bracketed by 87, 89. So those 3 years energetically involve the same kind of prosperous expansion and growth and energy to do with second house and your money house, and you're moving up and moving on up to the big time, of career success. Okay, I had to go double check that because I wasn't sure. I was just kind of using my memory of something. So I'm correcting this video, Gemini. I made a mistake. Yes, I'm human after all. I knew there was something about the flow of Jupiter to the Pisces part of the sky back in 87, 89, because I checked it out before. It was not a trine from Jupiter in your money and earnings house, but it was similar. It was a sextile from Jupiter in 88, 89. There was a sextile from Jupiter to the energy of the North Node eclipses in your 10th house. And this is very much a similar energy of support, celestial support from the heavens. And it's interesting because Jupiter in the 8th house brings karmic and past life rewards, but as well gains connected to countries from far off foreign lands and shores, including international revenue, income, borderless income, PayPal, Stripe. For all you digital creators, this is going to be a really good year. But that makes sense because when I moved to the United States and I was lucky in getting that job, that was exactly what that was. It was a 1988-89 job I had in New York City, so in a foreign country. So luck from a foreign shore. But more importantly, it's the sextile or flow relationship between Lord Jupiter back in 80, a positive relationship back in 88 and 89 that is repeating itself now. So I stand corrected. I did the research. We're good to go. Finally, the last thing you must know about, the really important thing, is what about Uranus, the change maker, the great awakener, the electric shock and awe, the thunderbolts of lightning. Remember that old song, Donna Summer's Thunder, Lightning, the way you love me is frightening. Well, this is like, thunderous thunderbolts of lightning, of change, freedom, invention coming at you in the sign of Gemini. Your sun, your career, your moon, your home, and safety and like nest, and your rising sign, you are now electrified. You talk to any Taurus rising, they've had this transit already. Why have they had it? Because they've lived through it since 2018. Uranus has been going through Taurus. So I'm going to get the ingress for you. Give me 30 seconds. I have my notes somewhere. This is what happens when you've got 1,000 pieces of paper on your wall. Well, we'll just put the ingress up on the chart, and I'll show you this game-changing excitement. Ingress meaning the very moment that Uranus moves in to your sign. It's going to be because it's going to be only like the first 2 degrees of Gemini, there's going to be people born in the early for your sun signs, beginning of the Gemini narrative. So those are going to be people on average born somewhere around the 22nd, 23rd, maybe 24th of the month of May. Okay. So those earlier born solar sun signs, but for the most part, it still doesn't matter. It's like somebody puts an electrical current in a lake, or charged through water or something like that. It's not just going to be localized to the first 2 degrees. The whole of Gemini will feel this electrical energy coming at you. Let's go look at the chart together, shall we? Don't forget, in my description box is everything you need to know. Hit the more button. You'll find my Patreon community there. You'll find my newsletter, weekly newsletter that I write, my Substack column, the Pluto Chronicles, and the upcoming podcast there. So many other places to get together with me than YouTube land. Check it out. All right. So this is the big deal for you guys. And I cannot wait to talk more about this next year, because we have a mini grace triangle here. I just did a video with another astrologer that's coming out on that topic on my channel. So we're not going to focus so much on the grace triangle. Just look what is happening with Uranus at 0 degrees of electrical shock and awe currents in the sign of Gemini. And you'll notice that as Uranus ingresses into your sign on July the 7th, 2020, July the 7th, 2025, and he leaves, I think, November the 8th, if I remember correctly. My brain is telling me November the 8th. That I'll look at my map of ingresses. Give me a minute. I can remember thinking it was in November November 8th, he's going to slide back into Taurus for retrogradation. But what I will say about this is that it's game changing for you guys. I mean, that's an understatement. And if it's your sun, I don't know what radical changes you're going to start to consider making in your career, because Uranus will be here for 7 years. But or your home, radical changes in home and nest, or sometimes the moon could be the body. Or if it's so take care of your nervous system. Your rising sign is also the body, but also everything that happens to you in the character, in the game simulation of life. Uranus can be about your nervous system too. So magnesium, take care of your mental health, brain health, do things, high fat diets, lots of magnesium or something, watch your brain, your neurological health, etc. Because Uranus can be like Kundalini awakening energy, and it can really rattle the nervous system. So take care of your nervous system during this time. That aside, as Uranus enters here, you'll see that he's co-present with Venus. That's the first positive thing. And he's also on a very positive star Alcyon. But we won't dive into the star at this point. We're just talking about Venus being so close as he enters. It's a soft touch. It's a soft glide, It could bring you exciting new love, exciting new financial opportunities. Uranus rules the internet and internet technology and any kind of technology. And there will be a lot more technology invited into your life, cutting edge as well. And with Venus, there's just such a sweetness here, because she's holding Uranus's hand as he crosses the threshold into your sign and says, it's all good. fairy godmother is here. Just come aboard. It's going to be safe. And so there's something just gentle and inviting and wonderful about the feeling of July, the 7th ingress. And yes, there is a flow to Pluto, foreign lands, wealth, and there's a flow to Neptune and to Saturn up here to stabilize career gains and dreams and wishes coming true. Many features to this story. All I want to tell you is that this is a new you. I don't care if it's your sun, moon, or rising. You don't know who this is and who you will be and what you will become over the next 7 years. You couldn't possibly know because Uranus brings surprises. He'll be back here again next year, and then he'll stay for 7 years. In 2026, he brings surprises. He brings you the unexpected and the shocking and the awesome. You know, the word awe, wonder and awe. It's awesomeness of shock and surprise. You don't have to not like it or like it. You know, Uranus and Taurus was destabilizing for a lot of Taurians before you. Go talk to them. But if they look back over their shoulder after these 7 years, many of them will tell you that what the apple carts that got upset were full of rotten apples anyway. All right. I know a guy who's probably going to be bankrupt, a Taurus going through the algal conjunction that just happened, you know, but yet he's also seeing freedom because he didn't want to be stuck with this business. He wants to travel the world. He wants to have adventures and he'll have enough money out of the bankruptcy anyway to be independent, blah, 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 blah. So it's not that Uranus is here to disrupt your life for the heck of it. It's because it's a pattern interrupt. So someplace, some way, somehow, he will interrupt you in order to reset you, to move you in a better direction. You'll feel the first pattern interrupt coming through July 7th and November 8th. Now, because it's looking across at the house of marriage, for example, could be definitely a change in your relationship to a significant person. Because it's looking down at your home, it could be a change of home, especially home. South Node Mars, cut the ties of the home and homeland. So changes of home and homeland and changes of career in accordance with relationship, home and homeland are themes that may be engaging you in surprising and unexpected ways. July 7th, August, September, October into November the 8th. Okay. And that's what I got for you. And don't forget, Lucky Jupiter's got your financial back. You know, you're golden here and you should have a really good financial year. Seeds are planted. Greater successes may emerge when he moves into Leo. That's rounding up what I've just said in 2026, 27, all said and done. Gemini, you're on. You're the one. You're the... You are taking the brunt of Uranus for the rest of us. And again, we all have to go talk to the Tauruses. Given that it's an 84-year cycle for him to go through the zodiac, however old you are as a Gemini, you decide to experience this story now. This is your turn. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, everything about me is in my description box below. Timestamps are below. My 2025 All Signs Bundle, Ho 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 Santa Claus and Beyond New Year's Eve New Year's sale is on. So by the time you get this video, I'm going to make sure the sale is extended into January because I know some people will not watch this until January anyway. But then when we get to February, for sure, back to the regular pricing. And people bought this on a pre-sale at a price you'll never see again, $44 for the All Signs bundle. But that pre-sale ended in mid-November. So this is my second wave of any major discount on this product. So I won't be doing it again after February, I don't think, unless it's like a leprechaun day or something for St. Patty's. Okay, ciao, ciao. Have a wonderful 2025. Big hugs to you, Geminis.